What is one thing you want to do before you die? Befriend a crow and trade snacks for shiny things. Befriend a Polish cow. It will trade you cocaine for money. I just want to go somewhere that it is dark enough to see the night sky like our ancestors did. Not have to worry about money. I'm tired of every decision I make revolving around money. Can I afford it? What would I have to compromise? What happens is I mess up and can't afford it again? How long will it take to save? Do I have to skip food for several days again? I just want to be happy with my life. I'm almost there. Been crawling out of a dark place for the last 6 years. Finally got off medicine last year. I want to through hike the Appalachian Trail. Go to the town my grandfather was from. He died way before I was born, so I only know about him through stories. I'm told I look a lot like him. If giraffes can swim, it'd be pretty cool to swim with a giraffe. Don't let your dreams be dreams. See the northern lights. Aurora borealis. Jury duty. IDKY. Just intrigued by it. Look in the mirror and smile out of genuine love for myself and my body. Feel like the happiest person on earth. I want to spend a night under the Aurora borealis. It will happen someday. I want to see the pyramids in Egypt among other destinations. Marry my best friend. I also choose this guy's best friend. Our wife. These are also lovely. All I really want to do is clean up my apartment. Even in death, I bet I'd still be embarrassed of the clutter. Go to space and look down at the earth. Spend an entire day without wishing for it. I've always wondered what your internal monologue is like without depression. Give an elephant a bath. I'd have a big bubbly scrub brush, and we could take turns squirting each other. Undefined. Based on the part, take turns squirting each other. I can only assume you are also an elephant. So neat to see an intelligent elephant, like you using Reddit. Be actually happy. I don't mean that in a pity party way. I'm just an angry and anxious person, but I'm getting better each day. To fall in love with someone who loves me at the same time. I've never had that. I've never been in love with someone while they were in love with me, and when I didn't have the courage to do anything about it. I've always missed my window, and I don't want to miss it again. I'm scared as hell, but I'll best my heart and soul for it. I have to. I just want to make a finished movie before I die. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. I just want to stop talking and start doing. I want to walk on the surface of Mars or along the bottom of the ocean. Lol. I'm peeping terrified of what dwells in the ocean, and try as I might, there's no getting over that fear, so that'll be a nope from me, good sir. I want to touch a tiger's toe beans, or some other big cat. Man, you might be able to do that before you die. Like, just before. Good luck, Godspeed, and best wishes. Find love. I was going to say feel loved. So same. I want to get wasted with all my friends at like 80 and party like we're in college again. See the end of One Piece. Your fight is eternal. This might be stupid, but I really want to make good on childhood me's dream of becoming a game dev, or at least voice act in a video game. Gamma dev here. Will need voice acting for children's game January 2021. PM if you want in. Publish my novel. HMM. How you up? How you coming on that novel? You're working on. Huh. Got a big stack of papers there? Nice little narrative. Beginning, middle, and end. Some friends become enemies. Some enemies become friends. Yeah. I'd like to do heroin on my TBH. If people are willing to essentially throw their life away for it, I'll be damned if I don't give it a shot at the end. I've never done it, but I think it's pretty similar to morphine, and they probably will give you that on your deathbed. So you're in luck. Swim with a blue whale. Drink gasoline so the cremation will cause a problem. How chaotic. Love that for you. Experience happiness again with one final marathon D&D session with the original crew following a BBQ dinner. I'm surprised to see the northern lights come up so frequently. While I have seen them at a distance several times, I was very fortunate one time to almost be in the northern lights. I was sitting on the dark shore of Lake Superior almost near Canada one night looking for falling stars when I noticed that there were streaks of light moving from left to right across the sky. Then they appeared to come down until they were like literally feet from my face and moved back up. If I had not known that it was the northern lights, I would have thought I was hallucinating. It was a full-on light show for more than an hour. I hope that those who want to see this get the opportunity someday. Previously when I had seen them, they were like shimmering curtains in the sky in the far distance. This time it was like I was inside it. I want to travel to Hungary. It's where my grandfather is from. He's 90 now and came to the US as a young man. I'd love to see the land he grew up in. Boop an axolotl. I want to go sit in a chair on an empty beach, alone, and spend a few hours drinking my favorite whiskey and watching the sunset. All by myself. No phone. No one else around. Just watch the tide as the sun fades over the horizon. Leave some sort of positive change in the world. I have this goal of becoming a millionaire, so I can help every poor/struggling person I know. I have family in Yemen now, and they are barely surviving. It gets depressing the more I think of it. I want to change at least one person's life. I used to want to set foot on all 7 continents, but since my husband died I don't care anymore. I got 3 under my belt and the money slated for the 2 of us going to number 4 Africa went to his cancer treatments. Number 7 was going to be Antarctica, and the real crowning achievement. I did it already. I saved my wife's life over 20 times due to self-inflicted wounds and massive overdosing on meds. She eventually overdosed to the point where she had permanent brain damage and was in a persistent vegetative state for 3 years. She was extremely afflicted with bipolar disorder and was an alcoholic due to a lot of abuse during life. I took care of her hand and foot for 3 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never left her side and never left the house. We were married 26 years and I wanted her to know that she was loved until the day she died. I accomplished what I was put on this earth to do and can now pass, if need be, myself happy. Feel rested. Visit Senegal, to the place where many African slaves were shipped off generations ago. I don't know anything about my African ancestry, and my dad and I used to talk about going together to have a bit of a full circle moment and see where our ancestors started the journey that led to us. My dad died this year and he never got to go, so I'd like to go for both of us. Be remembered after my death in a positive, genuine way. I would like to travel to some places before I die. Ireland, Scotland, England, Italy, France, and Japan. I want to know true love. Not dying alone would be a lot of fun, I think. I would want to conquer my fear of heights. Might as well do something to make me proud of myself before I die. Hike the entire Appalachian Trail. Shoot a tank with a tank. Experience extended 0G. Meet a girl that I love unconditionally and vice versa. Get married and have a couple of kids. I'm 50 and the game is pretty much over for me now. If I became a father, now that means I'm working full time till I'm 70, and that ain't gonna happen. I'm not rich, nor will I ever be, so there ain't no way financially I could pull off having a family. I'm not what you would call desirable to the opposite sex, not a good looking guy, and I know it. So I basically have everything going against me. I get depressed when I think about all of this kind of stuff. Get an extra life. Kiss someone. I've never had my first kiss. Build a house. Paint a self-portrait. Honestly, I have always wanted to try LSD, but I've never really had the opportunity to 1. Get access to it. 2. Feel comfortable enough to actually go through with it. Has anyone here actually done acid? What's it like? I've gotta try it before I die. I've thoroughly enjoyed my experiences, but I will caution you and say that if you ever overcome problem 1, but problem 2 still applies, and you're not entirely comfortable to go through with it, then don't do it. With psychedelics in general, it's important to have the proper set and setting to prevent a bad reaction. By that I mean you want to have a positive mindset going into it, because negative thoughts and feelings will end up being amplified and can be hard to deal with. It's also important to be in comfortable and familiar setting, preferably with people you're comfortable, and with at least one person who has had some experience with it themselves to kind of guide you through your first trip it, if that makes sense. Undefined. Oh yeah. Avoid looking at mirrors and into the darkness too. The reason being is that mirrors are bizarre to say the least when you're tripping. It can be like your reflection's not right and a bit unnerving, or could go as far as you seeing your own face morph and change, which is really unnerving. When it comes to the darkness, it's just because what's happening is that since you can't really see much detail or anything, your brain takes what information it does get from whatever you're looking at in the darkness and fills in the gaps. Our brains are pretty good at filling in the blanks when sober, but when it's full of acid it can produce some strange and sometimes frightening results. Recover from long-term eating disorder. Fully recover. Not just managing. Stay in an over-the-water bungalow in the Maldives. I want to see my older sister one more time. Last time I spoke with her was almost 15 years ago. Tried to reach her by phone, emails, social media. Once a month I check the obituaries of the last city she was living in just to see if she passed away. She did her mistakes, but I hope to see her again at least one more time. See the Pacific Ocean. Just splash in it a little bit. Also bioluminescence would be a thrill for me to see in person. I'm very sick, and my future is bleak, but it has taught me a lot about life, love and friendships. The one thing I want to do is show people the value within themselves. Self-acceptance does not get enough clout, and without it, you will always be limited. I wish I could make everyone find peace, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and the path to peace is one best traveled alone. Before I die, I want to live in GL. Be a teacher. That guy's wife. Get my PhD. I want to be secluded. Where? My favorite place. With my favorite sound and smell. How long? As long as I want. I feel like this is eternal bliss. Live.